Okay, I've created like a basic sorting / non-identical matching activity so that I can show you a few different features, but particularly how to make images or anything on the page draggable, and what to make or how to make drop zones. So what I want my kids to be able to do is to take the two hearts and drag them down to this big heart here. The same with the circles. So the first thing I need to do is I need to click on each of these images, and I need to come over here to the right, and I need to make it draggable. So now you see this little blue thing popped up here, and we're going to use that in a moment, but first I need to make each of these draggable. One cool thing that you can do, this image, if I were to duplicate this image, like I had showed you, you could do before, if I were to come over here and duplicate it, it's going to duplicate even the properties of it. So it's going to create another draggable image, which is nice if you're creating an activity where you need several draggable images. Oftentimes I will just duplicate from like almost like a template one. And then even if I were to change the image, once I've got it, duplicated it, the draggable feature would continue to stick to it. So it's a little extra tip there. So I need to make this guy draggable, and I need to make this guy draggable. Okay, so those are the things that we're going to be able to drag, and then these two here are going to be my drop zones. So this is a drop zone, and this is a drop zone. Okay, so now what you need to be able to do is link the draggable images to the drop zones. So I'm going to take this heart here. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to click just on the little blue circle. I'm going to hold down my left cursor, and I'm going to drag this blue dot, and I'm going to connect it with that square. And now you'll see a line. Okay. If they were to try and drag this heart, if I move that heart, the thing's going to go with it. But if like on the preview screen, I'll show you. But if the kids were to try and drag this heart to the circle, the heart would immediately bounce back because the heart is connected to this heart. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to link all of these. So again, I'm going to put my cursor on this little blue guy here. I got to select the image first, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to, again, cursor while holding that down, I'm dragging this down here, and now it's connected. Again, we're going to cursor over the blue, left side of my keyboard. I'm going to drag this guy down to this box. I'm going to drag this guy all the way over here. Okay, so now my activity is essentially set up. The one thing I'm not going to do right now, just for sake of time, I would go in, as I had done before, I would create a sound to go with this, with the instruction of like sort by shape, or match, whichever direction I wanted to use there. I would go ahead and use the voice recorder on the computer to create that sound. I would go ahead and drag that sound, upload it, drag it onto the screen so that the kids would play that sound first to get the direction. To save time, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to preview this and show you how these elements work. So now the kids, especially if they're on an iPad, this is really nice. They're going to drag all the things over because that would be the direction. Again, if I were to put the heart, if I were to put that circle there and put one circle here and I hit submit, it's saying whoops, and it dragged that circle back. It gives me the opportunity to fix it. Now it should, there you go. And it's taken me back to our original activity.